Hello, welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we're talking about CSS box model, as you can see in my description here. So box model consists of the margin, the border, the padding, and the content. So now, coming to my VS Code, I can achieve the same thing. Maybe when I have my container, let's say div, and I have my p tag, let's say I have roll 20. I have roll 20. So if I go to my browser, I can see it, right? I can see it displayed. Now, let me style my elements. I have my div to be height of 300, width of, let's say 300, and border 1 pixels solid, and choose to put red. So go to my browser, I have something like this, right? Now, let me add it a margin. I can give margin, let's say 100 pixels, or let's say 10 pixels. So I notice there is a shift here and here, both the vertical and the horizontal axis. I can decide to increase the margin, say 50 pixels. You see, there's a massive shift, giving space to the horizontal and the vertical axis. I can decide to make it 100, and you can see it. So automatically, margin is the space between the border and the outermost surrounding of a particular element or a container. Now, let me add my padding. So if I decide to add my padding, let's say padding 10 pixels, so I can see it. There is an increment within the container, now within the div, between the text and the parent container. I can decide to increase the padding, let's say 20 pixels. You see, the more the padding increase, so giving space between the horizontal and the vertical axis. I can decide to increase it. See it? I can even decide to give both the horizontal and the vertical axis. You see it? This is for the vertical axis and this is for the horizontal axis. This is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. So automatically, padding is the space within or between the border and its content. The space between the border of a particular container and its content. The space between this border and the content of a container is what we call padding. While margin is the space between the border and the outside surrounding of a particular div or container. And why border is now the imaginary line, or you can call it the boundary of a particular container or div element. I can decide to increase it. I can decide to say 3 pixels and it will appear thicker. I can decide to say 5 pixels and it will appear more thicker. So I can decide to make it, maybe I don't want it to be solid, I want it to be thick. You see? Oh, sorry. I mean thin. I mean dotted. So you can see the border is dotted. I can decide to make it dashed. See, the border is dashed, right? So that is all for this video. See you in the next video.